Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. Spellbinders just released their Sealed for Christmas collection. It includes embossing folders, die sets, and also some new wax seal stamps. I selected 2 of the stamps to use. I selected All is Calm and also Joy Diamond. Spellbinders also started carrying a bunch of twine, cord, and ribbons from Vivant. They sent me a sampling to try. I have some hemp cord, texture narrow ribbon, and also double-faced satin ribbon. Plus some cotton twine, cotton cord, and circle metallic cord. Lots of beautiful colors and textures to add to your projects, or you could use them for wrapping gifts. I'll be using a couple of the texture narrow ribbons on my cards. I'll start off by creating a wax seal. I already have my candle burning, my wax furnace in place. I'm using the Joy Diamond wax seal stamp and some of Spellbinders Driftwood Wax Beads. It's one of their newer wax bead colors. I added 7 beads to the melting spoon since this is a larger wax seal. It does take several minutes for the wax beads to fully melt. I did speed up this portion quite a bit. When the wax is almost completely melted, I'll use a toothpick, stir up the wax, let it sit for about another 20 seconds. Now I'll lift up the spoon, pour the wax directly onto the silicone mat, then I'll place the wax seal stamper on top. And you don't need to press down on the stamp, you gently place it on the hot wax and let gravity do the work. I do try to center this stamp as much as possible. That way there's an even amount of wax around the stamped image. Let that sit until it's cool and you can remove your wax seal. Now I'll start working on the card. I used some white shimmer cardstock, cut it out using Spellbinders notch corner frames, and I also embossed it using Spellbinders Into the Pines embossing folder. For the background of my card, I'm using some pattern paper from Paper Rose. This is their Poinsettia Garden Watercolors collection. Selected this lovely green pattern. I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. This is an American Standard A2 size card, 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. I'm also using Spellbinders Sealed Botanical Sprigs die set. I cut out the 2 pine branches from some dark green cardstock, used a lighter green cardstock for the other branch, and I'm adding some red berries. I love this style of die cuts when adding the wax seals. And Spellbinders has a fun variety of die cuts that go with their wax seals. I'm using Barely Art glue to add the tiny berries, holding them in place with a pair of reverse tweezers. Once I have all of the berries adhered, I'll first add the 2 pine branches on the left side of the embossed panel. I'll do the double branch first, then the single branch on the right side. Next I'll add the branch with the red berries, overlapping the other 2. Before adhering the wax seal, I'll be using some of the new ribbon. I'm using the texture narrow ribbon in this beautiful red color. I selected the red cardstock for the berries to match the red ribbon. I'll cut 2 pieces of ribbon just a little bit wider than the embossed panel, put some ATG tape on the back side of the panel, and I'll wrap the ribbon around the back, angle it slightly, then wrap the other end, and I'll do the same thing with the second piece, overlapping the 2 ribbons to create a crisscross right in front of the die cut images. Now I'll flip over the embossed panel, put some thin foam dimension on the back side. I'm using Honeybee Stamp's white foam strips. I'll make sure to cover up the ends of the ribbon, and that'll help to make sure it doesn't come off later. I'll add a piece of foam along the very outside edge of the die cut frame, and also some foam on the inside. That way there isn't an area that sags. I'll remove the release paper, then add my embossed panel on the center of my card. Now I'll add the wax seal on the left side of the card over the ribbon and also the die cut images. With the extra dimension of the ribbon in the center of the wax seal, I will put some foam dimension on the top and bottom. I'll remove the release paper. Then I'll add one of Spellbinders Wax Seal Stamp Adhesive Circles. These are super sticky and the perfect way to adhere your wax seal. You can always pour the wax directly onto the card. I'm always a little nervous about that, so I prefer to make my wax seals separate and then adhere them. So there is my finished card, and I did end up making a total of 4. I made 2 cards with the green background, used both of the new wax seals, and I also made 2 cards with the red background, also using both of the new wax seal stamps. The wax color I used for the red cards is Spellbinders Pink Damask. It's another color that they recently released. I love creating wax seals. It's so easy and it adds a beautiful detail to your card. Now it also adds some extra dimension, so you would need to pay additional postage when mailing cards using the wax seals. But it's perfect if you're hand delivering or adding the card inside a package. If you are interested in any of the products I used in this video, I do have links provided in the description box below. There are lots of other fun products in Spellbinders' brand new Sealed for Christmas collection, and I do have a link for the entire collection in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.